Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, and share. Let's get into this video. James Charles. Is anybody completely taken back by how unbothered he is about his current situation with the accusation that has been brought against him? He put out a YouTube video just doing a tutorial, I believe, and has not addressed anything that he has been accused of. Now, this people can get canceled for the most minor things, but when it comes to certain individuals, they keep getting the pass. I mean, James Charles has been accused of multiple times of, perpetuating predatory type of behaviors. He was accused of being a predator by Tati Westbrook. If you guys don't remember, it was literally almost 2 years ago when she did a Goodbye Sister video talking about the certain issues or interactions that she had with James Charles, certain things that he would do. She accused him of allegedly trying to force straight men into compromising positions, trying to be forceful, and just having type of mindset when it comes to men, due to the fact that he is a celebrity, he is wealthy, and has influence. So it was a big thing 2 years ago. And I mean, Tati, it made so much noise with that video with Tati Westbrook. It was just like, wow. And then you had a whole bunch of different influencers come in from the makeup community saying, yes, this is true. He has this way about him on how the way that he interacts with fans. He actually abuses his power and abuses his fans by trying to get them into situations or try to date them. But it was quickly dismissed because the accusations came out of nowhere for Tati Westbrook, and it was particularly targeting Jeffree. Well, no, I'm sorry. That wasn't that. She did another video talking about she was forced to do the Goodbye Sister by Jeffree Star. But that's a whole nother story. It's a wonder how these people are still standing. People have been removed, kicked out, just completely just ignored, and not even lost products, lost deals. And this is the second time that this has and then there was a few people that followed that said that it was true. But the second big scandal was like 2 weeks ago. There was a 16-year-old boy who did a TikTok video saying that James Charles was trying to get him to send him nude pictures of himself. Now, this is a problem, okay? This is something that can't be ignored and can't be pushed under the rug. And it's so surprising that Morphe hasn't said anything about, maybe delaying the push for his products until an investigation has been done. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, because there's usually a pause to things before there is a cancellation altogether. I mean, we do live in a culture that immediately, usually, sponsors or people who are behind you pull away their products or pull away their sponsorship because of the negative press. But it's so mind-boggling that this is not even a statement. Morphe hasn't said anything, and James Charles has kept quiet. I mean, he has kept quiet. He hasn't addressed this issue. When Tati did the video for Goodbye Sister, he actually said something about it. But with this situation with this little boy, rather, he's been accused of being set James Charles up to try to get some money out of him, try to allegedly extort him to, for those reasons. And even if that's the case, it's just the fact that there is proof that there was some type of engagement in between a grown 21-year-old man with a 16-year-old child. That's a problem within itself. Okay, so the fact that people are trying to paint this picture of this little boy being somebody who should know better. He's a child, he's a minor. Where you have an adult that knows better and has been caught up, you would think that the past issues would have made him more careful. But the thing about people with issues, or when they're true predators, is very difficult for them to back away from these behaviors or to stop doing these behaviors altogether. I mean, there was some people who suggested that anybody he tries to date or encounter online, that he should do some type of background check. And James Charles, like the last time, said that there was I believe another incident where he was just like, I'm going to start checking IDs. I'm going to start making sure that I'm more responsible in how the way I engage with my fans, or I engage with other people when it comes to wanting to date or take anything serious. I will try, not try. I will, look at people's IDs. And he comes out and says it again when this accusation came out that, okay, well, from now on, I'm going to start looking at IDs before I start engaging with people online. It's just like, well, didn't you say that like a year ago? Didn't you say that like 2 years ago that you would make sure that you take precaution of checking people's IDs? So you didn't learn from before? I mean, the thing about it is, what's so mind-boggling is the silence. The silence from his sponsors, the silence from him, and really just the overall, support of making it okay for James Charles to engage with a minor. Because that's what the people who are on his side are saying. Like, he didn't know. Well, a lot of people who didn't know that they were talking to minors. Did that stop them from getting arrested? No. Did that stop them from getting jail time? No. Did that stop them from, being plastered and being registered as sex offenders? No. But all of these are alleged things. I mean, the boy did put up pictures on his TikTok proving, and even videos proving that he'd had some engagement with James Charles, and he had it on his TikTok that he was 16 years old. So the fact that everybody's saying that James Charles didn't know he was a minor, I'm finding it hard to believe. But if that's the case, you should have took up your own advice. You should have took the advice that somebody people's IDs and making sure that they're real people and they're not minors or somebody who's trying to clout chase you to get you up in the scandal. Because we all know that it really doesn't take much for people to try to wool people in and then destroy their names or try to blackmail them or try to get like a payday out of these celebrities, because they know that they have certain weaknesses. I need James Charles to be careful with how the way that he interacts with minors. I mean, like, I don't know if what they're saying is true about you because, you haven't been found guilty in the court of law. But at the same time, I'm bothered by how unbothered James Charles is. I don't know if anybody feels like that, but I am bothered by it. There's like, okay, well, next time, whatever, I'll just check the ID and that'll be that. I mean, the remarks is that you were better off not saying anything. You just made yourself look really bad when you made that statement. Just repeating the advice somebody gave to you a year or so ago. It's like so mind-boggling. Why is nobody holding him accountable? Yes, we are in a cancel culture, okay, where people go around and try to cancel people all the time. But at the same time, even if you are accused of something, I believe that if you're accused of something and it's not something that is the first time, but this has been said about James Charles, from other makeup artists that's in his in his group or in his circle that he runs around, the type of person that he is. All of this is alleged, but the fact that it's been you've been accused of it, and then you find yourself back at square one with the same thing, being accused of doing these type of behaviors, and nobody wants to address it. He lost a lot of subscribers the last time, but it's like, I think that people are thinking that this little boy is trying to do the same thing that Tati Westbrook did with video. But it's kind of ironic how these behaviors that she said that he had in the video was the same things that he was doing while he was talking to this minor. So I don't know what's going on. I don't like the fact that he is, I just don't like the fact that Morphe is not saying anything. They pulled Shane Dawson off of their shelves. They pulled Jeffree Star off their shelves. They pulled other people from their shelves for doing less. And I'm not saying that that's okay to like automatically pull people from from the product line. I don't think that's fair. I think that there should be solid evidence that this person actually did it, and if they can prove that the person did it, then it's okay to remove those people's products off their line. But there should at least be a halt or some type of they should stop temporarily on selling this person's products, because if it comes out that this man is actually a predator, Morphe, you have bigger fry to fish. My lipstick is looking crazy, but you had bigger fry to fish. Okay. I don't know if I would want to be associated with somebody who is accused of them while there is a real victim out here. You got to understand, yes, the Me Too movement and the cancel culture is very much real. But you don't want to find yourself supporting somebody who actually participated in these behaviors and you end up getting canceled and Me Too'd at the same time. And and if you get Me Too, then that's on you. Don't participate in these certain behaviors. Don't put yourself in a position to where you will have to fight off the media, fight off it's just too much. I think that Morphe has had lost a lot when losing Jeffree Star and Shea Dawson. I think pulling Jeffree Star was financially it caused a hardship for them, because Jeffree Star, regardless if you like him or not, he sells stuff off the racks. Do I agree with his behavior? No, I don't. But he sells. So the fact that they're going to get rid of Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, and Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, and James Charles all within a year's time, it will put them in bankruptcy. But at least for people's peace of mind, let him be this whole thing that's going to stop the sales of his stuff until they can find out what's going on. He has been ignoring people on Twitter. I mean, he's been quiet on Twitter, but when he finally decided to come on Twitter, which was either actually today or yesterday, he ignored people. And the video that he released today, they're saying that he allegedly has been deleting the comments asking him about the allegations that's against him. So what James Charles is telling you is that I don't care that this information about me is out here. I'm going to continue to work. And I just don't want us to ever get to the place of acceptance of people having predatory behavior and we give them a pass. We cannot let this go unchecked. If this is true, this is going to collapse Morphe. This is going to collapse you because you stood behind and you allowed his stuff to continue to sell on your website. It's just ironic that Tati was bashed for that video and she ended up apologizing to James Charles and tried to work things out with James Charles, and then this everything that she said that he does behind the scenes, there's proof of it with this little 6-year-old boy. And then there was another guy who came out right after the 16-year-old. He is of age. I believe that he's 18 years old. And he was talking about his interaction with James Charles, saying that he actually was talking to him and telling him he was a big fan, and then James Charles followed him, and then they start speaking on chat and then via text. The messages got aggressive because he kept asking, James Charles allegedly kept asking for pictures of him, and he said that he couldn't send him pictures at the time because his family was around, and allegedly James Charles deleted him and blocked him or whatever on his social media sites. So he was saying that he does have a very aggressive way of trying to get his way with his fans, because he approached him as a fan, and then James Charles was very aggressive. He said that he messaged him back allegedly. He allegedly messaged him back to back to back to back to back to back to back about sending him nudes. And it was overwhelming for him. Forceful behavior that Tati is bringing up, people have proof of it. So I don't know. This needs to be investigated, but at the same time, like the fact that he is so unbothered and he is right now in the process of getting away with it, because if he did do it, if he did, he is able to still post. He's able to still make money. He's able to present his craft, whereas others haven't had that opportunity. Once they got canceled and once they were proven to be this type of person, I mean, one of the worst things that you can be accused of is being a predator, being a child predator. It's one of the worst things that you could possibly be labeled. And the fact that Morphe is still associating themselves with somebody who's been accused more than one time of the same behavior is just so mind-boggling. Anyway, thank you for watching my latest news report, Chit Chat with Cole topics. Hopefully, I'll see you next week. Ciao.